Very good morning, dear students. Welcome to beautiful planet of the chemistry. And as you know that in previous class we have learned that the different type of forces of attraction called as chemical bond that is responsible to hold the atoms in the molecule, and these are nothing but ionic bond, covalent bond, metallic bond, coordinate bond, and there are all many types of different various bonds, that is forces of attractions. So in this video we will learn the first type of bond, that is ionic bond. So topic is chemical bonds, and in chemical bonds we are going to learn first bond, that is the ionic bond. Ionic bond. In simply we write it as a ID, ionic bond. Now what is ionic bond? To learn this we should have the one basic thing that already I have once I have already uploaded the video. You go through that. That is, the topic is that ions or radicals. As you know that metals have a tendency, M stand for the metals, they have a tendency to lose one or n number of electrons and appear as a positively charged ion, that is called as cation. That is called as cation. And number of positive charge is equal to number of electron. These are lost by the metal atom. So this is the metal atom which is neutral, but this is the positively charged atom called as cation. So this thing you already have not, and this why this metal lost electrons? Obviously to achieve the stable electronic configuration, like that metals and stable electronic configuration like inert gases or noble gases. So metal will lose as many electrons, by which they will get the either 2 or 8 electrons in its valence shell. So in this way, first case metal will form cation. In second case, you know that any non-metal, these are generally represented by the capital X, and these are non-metal atom. When actually non-metal atom have a tendency to gain either 1 or n number of electrons, and to be appear as a X minus, that is a negatively charged atom called as anion, and it will appear as a negative charge equal to number of electrons gained by particular non-metal atom, and will appear as a negatively charged atom. So these things we should before know and before understanding the chemical bond. Now we are going to learn actually what is the ionic bond. You know that metal are nothing but they are electron donor. Here there are electron donor and non-metal are electron acceptor. So metal will appear as a positively charged atom, and non-metal will appear as a negatively charged ion. And obviously on metal atom there is a positive charge, on non-metal atom there is a negative charge. So there is a kind of force of attraction exists between oppositely charged. As you know that same charges actually repel each other and opposite charges attract each other. So here is one positive and here is one negative. they will attract each other. Oppositely charged, they will attract each other, and you know that positive charge, they will repel each other. One negative, second negative, they will again repel each other. But when there is a case in which two oppositely charged ions, they comes close to each other, then they will attract each other, and the force of attraction that develop between these two oppositely charged ions is nothing but called as electrostatic force of attraction. Electrostatic force of attraction, or it is also called as Coulombic force of attraction. And nothing but the attraction force, obviously it is also one type of the attraction force, and this attraction force is called as simply ionic bond. So let me define here what is meant by the ionic bond. So it is the force of attraction that present between two oppositely charged ions is called as ionic bond. This is a simple way to define the type of ionic bond. What is ionic bond? You get idea. Here is metal form cation, non-metal form is going to be anion, and in this way there is a one kind of force of attraction that exists between these two oppositely charged ions. This is we are going to be called ionic bond. Now what is ionic bond? It is simply a kind of force of attraction, but it must be present in between two ions. One is a cation, one is a anions. So here we learn what is the condition of forming what is the condition and what is the mechanism by which the ionic bond is going to be formed. We will learn now. Now, dear friends, we should know that ionic bond will be formed in between two elements in which one must be metal and another must be non-metal. So we will write down the terms and condition to form an ionic bond. That is the one element must be metal, and another element must be non-metal, metal and non-metals. Dear students, remember this, metals are also called as electropositive elements. Metals are called as electropositive elements. Why they are called as electropositive elements? Because when they lost their electrons, valence electrons, they will appear as a positively charged ion. So that's why called as they appear as a electrically positive charge. That is a cation. That's why the metal is also called as electropositive element, and non-metal obviously called as electronegative elements. Now what do you mean by electronegative elements? Because non-metal, when they gain electrons, they on there the electrically negative charge is going to be appear. So it is called as electronegative elements. So one thing is that clear, the ionic bond is going to be formed always in between one metal and another non-metal. That is one electropositive element and second electronegative elements. And that is the most essential condition to form the ionic bond in between any two elements. That is, one must be metal, another must be non-metals. In another word, we can say one thing is there, that is, ionic bond forms only when there is very high electronegativity difference, electronegativity difference, and this electronegativity difference must be very high. And obviously, when metal and non-metal they approach each other, obviously the electronegativity difference in between these two elements is generally high, and only that case the ionic bond is going to be formed in between such elements. So एक चीज अपने दिमाग में बिल्कुल फिट कर देना, दैट ये जो आयनिक बॉन्ड है ये एक प्रकार का ऐसा फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन है दैट इज प्रेजेंट इन बिटवीन टू अपोजिटली चार्ज्ड आयंस, दैट इज वन इज अ कैटयन एंड वन इज अ एनायन, वन इज अ पॉजिटिवली चार्ज्ड एटम, सेकंड इज अ नेगेटिवली चार्ज्ड एटम. Okay, dear students, like that. This is the most essential condition to form the ionic bond. Here we will learn the formation of ionic bond in between sodium and chlorine. That is, here we will learn one example, that is formation of NaCl is called as sodium chloride, and it is nothing but table salt or our common salt. We used it in the food to give taste. We know that if there is a no salt, edible salt in the food or less salt, there is no taste. So when there is appropriate amount of the NaCl, that is sodium chloride, is present in the food, it gives very good taste to food. So we will learn actually how this sodium chloride is going to be formed and which kind of force of attraction is present in sodium chloride. Now listen, one thing is that try to understand. Here is you will directly think, sir, here is a sodium atom, here is a one chlorine atom, and they will directly going to be combined to form NaCl. Before that, I want to share one basic thing is that we know that actually this sodium is very reactive. Chlorine is a very highly one type of the poisonous gas. So it is a, I will say, poisonous. It is the poisonous gas, and it is very reactive and highly combustible. When sodium comes in contact with the oxygen, that is air or water, it catches the fire and cause accident. So that it is always kept in the kerosene. We have learned in 10th class. But when we made this sodium react with the chlorine, it is going to form NaCl, and now it is the poisonous air. But now this is the one of the essential constituents of the food, that is now it is become edible or must edible. So here we get the idea, when two elements get combined to form a molecule, and this molecule is a completely new substance called as product, and this product having a different property than its constituents. Now we can easily store is sodium chloride salt in open container, in open space. Okay, it is easily soluble in the water also. So it is not give violent reaction as sodium gives it with water. Here chlorine is not poisonous as here chlorine is poisonous. So we will get the idea that when any two elements combine to form a compound or product or compound or molecule as a new product, then it possesses a completely new set of properties. So this compound have a completely new properties. But we will now going to learn how actually this is going to be formed. How these two elements actually going to react to form this compound. And we get know that this sodium is nothing but metal. This is nothing but metal, and this chlorine is nothing but non-metal. My dear students, how will get idea that sodium is metal and chlorine is not metal? By knowing their valence electrons. By knowing their valence electrons, I get the idea. Because when I write down electronic configuration of each element, for example, here I have write down the electronic configuration of sodium, that it having a atomic number 11, and in first shell 2 electron, second shell 8 electron, last shell contain 1 electron. So it has only 1 valence electrons in its last shell, in third shell. Now to complete the octet, it will lose its 1 electron. This electron it will lose, and what will it form? Now sodium will lose 1 electron, and so 1 positive charge will be appear at the sodium, and here we have sodium atom. Here we have sodium cation is there. Sodium cation is there. Sodium will lose 1 electron. That's why 1 positive charge is appeared on the sodium. Now this reaction we have learned. And in this reaction, actually electron is going to be removed from this neutral atom. So we can simply say this is the de-electronation process. We can say de-electronation process. What do you mean by de-electronation? De means delete. Delete means to remove, and electronation means electron. So de-electronation means removal of electron, delete of electrons. Like that here. So de-electronation is possible with the metals. Now we learn about the what is going to be formed with the chlorine. And chlorine having atom number 17, electronic configuration 2, 8, 2, 8, 7. 2 plus 8, 10 plus 7, this is 17 electrons. Now we will get idea. First shell 2 electrons, second shell 8 electrons, and third shell 7 electrons. Whether its octet is complete or not. Octet means, are there 8 electrons in valence shell? Which is the valence shell? This is the first shell, this is the second shell, this is the third shell, and you know that in third shell there is only 7 electrons. That means there are no 8 electrons. So that is, there is no octet complete of the chlorine. So what will chlorine do to complete its octet? So it is clear that it will gain electrons. How will it gain electrons? Like this. Chlorine will gain electrons. Electrons represented by E minus, and will form a Cl minus ion, that is chloride ion. Chloride ion will form from the chlorine atom. From the chlorine atom, it will form chloride ion, which is negatively charged. Now you try to learn. You try to understand. Here sodium is lost 1 electron, and here chlorine gain 1 electron. Here chlorine gain electrons, and it is gained that electron which is lost by the sodium. So it is one kind of the relation. How one is giving and second is a taking. One is giving, second is taking. So metals are giving electrons and non-metals are taking electrons. And in this case, sodium is going to form a positively charged ion and chlorine is going to form a negatively charged ion. And obviously, now we have the two type of the ions. Two type of ion. Here we have the sodium ion, and here we have the chloride ion. And obviously, when these will become close to each other, they have oppositely charged. Sodium have a positive charge and chlorine have a negative charge, and obviously in between the oppositely charge there is a force of attraction. They attract each other and this force of attraction will hold these two ions together, and obviously the force which is going to be hold these chlorine and sodium hold together. That force of attraction is called as Ib, that is ionic bond. So in this way, the ionic bond is always going to form in between metal and non-metal, and they should have a very large difference in electronegativity. So what is electronegativity? You will learn in our 11th class, the chapter called as periodic table. So this is the somewhat introduction about the ionic bond. Okay, dear students, we'll see the another examples of the ionic bond and its formation with mechanism. Now we have another beautiful example. Okay, let's see. Here I will consider the formation of we'll take the example of KF, potassium fluoride. KF, potassium fluoride. You know that potassium is metal having electronic configuration. Its atomic number is 19. Electronic configuration is 2,8,8,1, like this. So this is the first shell, this is the second shell, this is the third shell. Third shell, there are 9 electrons are there. So it is unhappy, it is unstable because of this extra electrons. If this electron is not there, its octet will be completed. So what is the tendency of this potassium having electronic configuration 2,8,8,1, it will going to be lost one electron. So one positive charge will be applied on the potassium and its electronic configuration remain 2,8,8. Now its octet is completed. So it is happy. So this will become a happy. Okay, dear students. So here we learn the chemical reactions of the potassium, how this is going to be reacted. Now we'll see about the fluorine. You know that fluorine is the non-metal, that is the electronegative elements. Having atomic number 9 and its electronic configuration is a 2, 7. Now we'll see, here are 7 valence electrons. Its valence electrons are 7. So there is a deficiency of 1 electron to complete the octet. So fluorine has a natural tendency to gain an electron to form a F- ion. This is called as fluoride ion. And as you know that its fluorine atom have an electronic configuration 2, 7. Now it have gained 1 electron. So its electronic configuration become a to 8. Now its octet is going to be complete, and it will also become a stable ion. It will also become a stable ion. Okay, dear students. Now fluoride becomes stable. So now we have here potassium is positive charged, and here, so simply consider here the potassium atom, here is a fluorine atom, they are going to react each other. So fluorine will give its one electron to the potassium, will give its one electron to the fluorine to form a K plus and F minus ion, K plus and F minus ion, and obviously as they are oppositely charged ion, there is a kind of one force of attraction will exist in between such oppositely charged ion, and such a force it is called as ionic bond. This is called as ionic bond. So I hope you are getting the tendency how of the metal and non-metal to react each other to form a ionic bond. Here we learn another example. Let's see. Here we learn another example. Third example. This is the second example. First example we have covered about the sodium chloride. Here we learn about the calcium chloride, CaCl2. We learn how CaCl2 is going to be formed. We know that calcium having its atomic number 20, electron configuration 2, 8, 8, 2, like that. So it having 2 extra electrons in valence electrons, so it have a tendency to lose these 2 electrons. It have a tendency to lose its 2 electrons, then its octet will be completed. So calcium will lose 2 electrons, and as it is going to be lost 2 electrons, 2 positive charge will be active on the calcium. As I told you, जितने इलेक्ट्रॉन लॉस करेगा उतना पॉजिटिव चार्ज आएगा, जितना इलेक्ट्रॉन गेन करेगा उतना नेगेटिव चार्ज आएगा. So here we have the cation, calcium cation, and now its electronic configuration will become a 288, and its octet is completed, so it is a stable one. What about the chlorine? We know about the chlorine having the atomic having a tendency to gain one electron to forming a Cl minus ion, and so the electronic configuration become 288. So here is a calcium. Here calcium is going to be lost the 2 electrons, and here one chlorine will going to be add only 1 electrons to form a Cl minus ion. So what happened when one calcium is going to be react with 2 chlorine? Its 1 electron will be gained by this electron, this chlorine, and its another electron is going to be gained by this another chlorine. So obviously here is the calcium will appear as 2 positive charge, and here Cl will be minus, and here Cl will be minus, and so there is a one kind of force of attraction is present in between this calcium 2 plus and this Cl minus, and such a force of attraction is called as ionic bond. Such a force of attraction is called as ionic bond. So in this way, ionic bond is always going to be formed in between 2 oppositely charged ions, that is one cation and anion. Obviously cation is going to be formed by the metal, and anion is going to be formed by non-metal. So you can also try various example of the compounds of metal and non-metal. These are called as ionic compound. So here again we will learn the general properties of ionic compound. General. Dear students, now we will learn the properties of ionic compound. Ionic compound. Now we have learned the concept that is the ionic bond, and here is a new term that is the ionic compound. An ionic compound means such compounds in which ionic bond is present, or the compound formed by the mechanism of ionic bond formation mechanism. So such compound is called as ionic compounds, and we have to tell about its properties. So first property of the ionic compound, you just simply consider the just example we explained, that is the sodium chloride, potassium chloride, calcium chloride, or you can say magnesium chloride also, etc. You can consider any example. So we have the once glance over its properties. So first property is that of ionic compound, they are always found in crystalline solid state. They will form in always form in a crystalline and solid state. Generally, these are colorless. That is, they generally found in white color. You consider the example of sodium chloride to imagine. ये सॉलिड स्टेट है सोडियम क्लोराइड, ये क्रिस्टलाइन होता है, मतलब जैसे अपना शुगर है, शुगर भी क्रिस्टलाइन नेचर है, नमक भी क्रिस्टलाइन नेचर है. जब आप इसको ऐसे क्रश करोगे हाथ दो फिंगर के बीच में तो ये चुभेगा, क्योंकि इसको क्या होती है, शार्प एजेस होती है. दैट्स व्हाई इट इज गोइंग टू बी, मतलब ये चुभेगा अपने हाथों को. तो इस नेचर को बोलते हैं क्रिस्टल नेचर. सॉलिड जनरली सॉलिड स्टेट में होते हैं, ये कलरलेस भी होते हैं बच्चों. और वैसे बात करें तो इनका जो मेल्टिंग पॉइंट और इनके जो बॉइलिंग पॉइंट होते हैं, ये जनरली हाई होते हैं, हाई, बट दे हैव द फिक्स्ड मेल्टिंग पॉइंट एंड बॉइलिंग पॉइंट. Another property of the ionic compound is that they are highly soluble. They are highly soluble in water, H2O. ये पानी में आसानी से क्या हो जाते हैं बच्चों, डिसॉल्व हो जाते हैं at all proportion. ये सभी प्रोपोर्शन पे ये क्या कर जाते हैं, पानी में डिसॉल्व हो जाते हैं. With this we can also write its another important properties like that we can say that they are bad conductor of heat and electricity in solid state. ये उनके सॉलिड स्टेट में हीट और इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के बैड कंडक्टर होते हैं, बट आई वांट टू गिव मोर एम्फसाइज ऑन दैट दे आर कंसिडर्ड एज अ गुड कंडक्टर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इन एक्वियस मीन्स पानी में जो डिजॉल्व स्टेट है उसे हम बोल सकते हैं एक्वियस, और मोल्टन फिजिकल स्टेट. मोल्टन स्टेट में पाए जाते हैं. मोल्टन स्टेट मतलब हम उसे मेल्ट करेंगे एंड जो भी थोड़ा सा उसकी जो पिघलने की जो कंडीशन होगी उसे बोलेंगे मोल्टन स्टेट. मोल्टन स्टेट में क्या कर जाते हैं, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी को कंडक्ट कर पाते हैं. So these are the, ये generally I will say these generally brittle in nature. They are brittle in nature. Brittle मतलब when you hammered it, when you beat it, it will be break down into the small pieces like that. So this nature is called as brittle nature. So these are the overall properties of ionic compounds. Please, dear students, you can you can prepare the different ionic compound on the paper and try to remember all these properties of the ionic compound. So at last, ionic bond is a force of attraction that keeps two oppositely charged ions together. Then this is called as ionic bond. So thank you so much.